Hello everyone, today we'll take a look at a game that was played in 2022 on the Indian Chess Tour between two top players, Narayana as white and Aravind as black. During this match, you'll see that the last move was a move that was never before seen and a very unusual play at that. d4 was the opening move, followed by g6, e4, bishop g7, knight c3. Black plays d5, sacrificing the pawn, but he can easily get it back. c6, the knight can retreat to f4, but the pawn is lost either way. The game would be equal like this. White plays knight e3, then they exchange queens, and knight f3. Bishop retreats to g7, white plays c3, knight f6, next is bishop d3, knight a6. White can take here to break the structure of black's pawns, but he would lose the bishop, so he plays e5. Knight g4, putting pressure on that pawn, attacking it twice, then knight c4 to defend it twice. Knight c5, the attacked bishop retreats to e2, now bishop e6 with the aim to capture the knight and to disrupt the defense of the pawn, creating an opportunity for black to capture it. White plays bishop f4 to add another layer of defense to the pawn. Now if black takes the knight, he would lose the bishop with no subsequent gains here. Black plays knight d7, a third attack on that pawn. Even though white is also defending it with 3 pieces, the knight is vulnerable once again. So here white abandons the e5 pawn, moving the knight to a5 to take one of black's pawns at b7. He can't push it because the c6 pawn is also attacked. If he defends with the rook, the other knight moves to d4 to threaten the bishop. Black here takes at e5 and leaves the pawn at b7, and the exchange unfolds like this. After that, black plays rook e8, which attacks the knight and the b2 pawn. White moves the attacked knight, letting black take the pawn but taking the other bishop in return. Black takes back at e6, now black here has a pawn in advantage, but his pawn structure is not ideal with 2 weak pawns at the e line. White plays f4, attacking the knight who doesn't have a good square to move to. All moves forward are blocked by the white bishop, so it has to retreat. Bishop f3 to attack the unprotected pawn. He can protect it, but if he does so with the rook, then a4 and a5 to make the rook move, which just ends up in the loss of the pawn either way. Black here decides to defend the pawn with the king, wanting to move the other rook to the b line, with a great position for black here. While white can check here as you just saw, now white plays the unexpected move which prompts black to surrender. You can pause the video to try and find it. The move was a queenside castle and a double attack. Despite how it may appear, a queenside castle is indeed possible here. Castling is not allowed under 4 conditions. If the king is in check, if the king would be in check after the castle, if the king or the rook have either been moved beforehand, and if the king while castling moves through an attacked square. Here the black rook is on b2, attacking b1, but the king does not pass through that square, the rook does, which is allowed. If you liked this match analysis, make sure to leave a like on this video, share it with a friend, and subscribe to our channel as it helps us make more quality chess content for you to enjoy. Have a nice day and see you in the next one.